Welcome back, everybody. Starting you on this nice, beautiful screen right here. This is not going to be in the game the way it is. This is based on a very old picture of mine. I will put like a little link in the top corner to see the speed paint of it if you wish to see the speed paint of this picture. And in that picture, or in that speed paint video, it will show you the previous two versions of this picture, just if you want to see it. Nothing super important here. I will say at the bottom here you can see start, load, settings, about, help, and quit. I might change them. I just kind of want to change their position to get it away from looking like that. How you start every RenPy game. I do have videos to show you how to do that if you want to know how to do that. It's the main menu one. Maybe I can put that in the top corner of the screen as well if you need to look at something like that. But this is not where we're going to start. Okay, we are going to actually start at, let me just get it set up here real quick, there we go. We are going to start with the script, because there's not a whole lot to talk about in the script. So, let me just click back on, oops, click back on that again. I want to see what you guys can see. Okay. So here you can see these little dots along the side here on the right hand side. The first dot you're seeing at the very top, that is the start of chapter 1. So that's after the opening scene and all the information that happens at the beginning of the game. That's chapter 1. Down to the second dot is where chapter 2 starts. You'll notice it's a very big gap for that. The reason being is that chapter 1 has all the artwork. So it is a very long looking chapter because of that. Chapter 2 looks much shorter. That's because it doesn't have the artwork. Chapter 3 looks pretty long, and that's because there's so many choices in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has the most choices, and I'm hoping it doesn't hurt it too much. I'm kind of looking into seeing if there's a way to make it better with the choices. I am going to go through and make sure each choice is important, because I don't want you guys to just make choices to make the story longer, right? Like, I want it to have meaning for it. There is, I think, one spot, and I know where it is, that is not the best, is it doesn't have a really good choice. Like, a choice is not there to make the chapter anything better. It is kind of to continue the story along. But we'll see. I'm going to talk to a few people and see what they think on that. But yeah, so then of course you can see the that's the big gap. There is the for chapter 3 between chapter the dot number 1's at the top, dot number 2, then dot number 3 is bigger between 3 and 4. Then 4 is pretty short again. I do feel like chapter 2 and chapter 3, or chapter 2 and chapter 4 are probably some of the better chapters, yet there's so little choices. So I might kind of go through and see if there's like little ways I can beef it up a bit with some choices. But again, only if it helps move the story forward. I don't want to just put filler text. I don't want to ruin a good chapter, because those two are pretty good. Chapter 3 is a little bit lacking in how good the story part is to it, but it does have a lot of choices that will help you later on. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what I wanted to quickly show you in here. I don't want to spend too much time in here, but we are going to quickly scroll up and see each of the chapters as they happen. As you see, we get into chapter 1, we get all that blue, light blue color with it, because it's got all the artwork in there. You might notice something different right here real quick. It's very, the things have changed a lot. We got positions, and you'll see why when we start the game. So let's get into the game itself. Bring that back up for you guys. That's what you guys want to see anyways, I'm sure. So you might notice something different already. If you don't, you will soon. But we're gonna, once I hit this, you will definitely notice something different. So here we are. This is how the game is going to actually look when you guys get it. Other than the box around the text, that's going to be different, and the text for his name is going to be different. But this is what it will look like. Okay. Other than that, we're going to skip through here real quick. Whoa, let's go back real quick. I know I did tell you guys I was going to have Mo's side artwork done, or Mo's artwork done at all. Here you can see what Mo looks like in this picture. But unfortunately, I do not have his artwork in the game. I have it done, I just don't have it in the game yet. So the next video, hopefully, fingers crossed, I get at least Mo's artwork into the game. I gotta make sure I do that. It won't take too long. I got a few days off coming up. I can put it in then. I have the artwork done. I just need to resize it and stuff and put it in. So I'll probably do that for all the adult characters because I have them done. I could pretty much have chapter 1 with all the artwork of the characters in within a couple days. So it's not going to be too big of a deal, but yeah, sorry about that. Oh yeah, we gotta see the tail. So there's Timmy too. And the tail. It's no longer a little girl going across the screen, it's a tail. That was fun to do. We can catch the tail. Now again, play how you want to play. Catching the tail, there's benefits to that, and not catching the tail, there's benefits to that. So make sure you play however you want to play and get the benefits that you get for how you play, okay? So just because you see me do one thing a lot, it's sometimes just to get a certain image to show up on the screen or get a certain thing. I do like the Nora kind of evilish grin there that she has. I do like that picture, so that's why I clicked on it. Would I do it if I was playing the game myself? Actually, I will also tell you this real quick. If you are looking for the true ending, either choice will get you. You're not going to suddenly that first choice there of catching the tail or not catching the tail is not going to ban you from having the good ending. Now, let's take a look at the other new thing that might be catching your eye a bit more now. Maybe you're seeing it blinking in the corner here. So we have a character sheet. And I'm going to warn you right now, this is not what it's going to look like at all. This drove me crazy. It took an entire day to get this ugly thing up here. But it's there, so it's a placeholder. I just need to kind of like change things around. I now can edit it. I have character sheets in like 2 of my other games I've been working on. Like one is like my own personal game, and then the other one is for a friend. And I have a character sheet in both of those, and it works fine. It never has a problem. And so I tried to put it into this game, and it did not want to work. And I'm like, I don't even know. I still don't know what the problem was. I think it was something stupid. It always is. It always is something stupid. If you ever make a game, the reason why something is not working is most likely something stupid. So yeah, I finally got it to work, at least enough where it shows up on the screen, and when I hit close, it closes. Because that was the big thing, it did not want to close. I would hit close, and it would stay on the screen, and then all the stuff down here would still be here, and then every time I'd click, it would still be on the screen, so you couldn't see anything, but the screen would continue moving. Like with stuff going on. I was so mad and it took forever. I can't remember what fixed it, but it finally got it working. And then I think the biggest problem was, and why it took so long to figure it out, is that it had shown up so many times that if I hit close, it still was there in the background. Because it closed only one of them, it didn't close all of them. So I had to, like, if I really wanted to, I guess I could have just kept hitting close, but I couldn't hit close anymore because it was behind the writing. And it was, oh... It was so frustrating. But it's done now. I fixed it. It works. So next time you see it, it will actually be there again. And the character sheet is going to be where you can keep track of her traits, her friendships, who she's friends with, who she's enemies with, that kind of thing. And it's also going to show her character portrait, which there will be a few different character portrait things for it. When I say portrait, it's actually going to be her full body. And it's going to kind of look almost like an actual character sheet, except there'll be information there that you have created yourself. So that's my goal, is to kind of make it like an actual character sheet, and then you'll fill out the information. Because in this, you're going to play the way you play, so maybe Nora isn't friendly in your version. Maybe she's a jerk. Maybe she's aggressive. Maybe, like those type of things. Those things will be able to show in her on her character sheet. So that's kind of a neat little thing about it. But also, certain traits that you get in these early chapters here are going to be how you can, like how things will be in later chapters. Okay. So, and I will say also, I do plan on having a little scene, a cutscene slash playing, clicking through like this kind of thing, for those who do get the true ending at the end of the credits. There will be a special little thing for you, a little bonus for those of you who happen to get that true ending there. It will be kind of hard to do, but I will put a walkthrough up at some point, so if you play the way you want to play when you first get it, and then get the true ending after. Okay. So let's skip again, and here we have Gelato's artwork. He's here. Laugh it off. Yeah, we're gonna befriend Gelato. I think a lot of times when I'm playing this for you guys, I always end up doing the mean actions to Gelato. Let's be friendly with him. Laugh. And again, these things are going to change, like the wording of these things will change. I haven't changed them yet, just because they're one of those things I'm going to, like, as I'm going through and editing at the end, like getting all the spell checks and stuff like that done, I'll kind of reword things and tidy it up a little bit. Like, even this is going to look different. Like, you won't have, it might not be this color anymore, so enjoy it while the color's there. But those are things that will happen at the very end, because it doesn't take a lot to change those. It's literally just going in and putting a color thing in for it, or changing the actual color of itself, or like it might look very different. We'll see. I might actually have like an actual picture for the background kind of thing of these. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. But right now, like I said, we're being friends with Gelato, so we're going to help him. So as you can see here, this is a picture. We're going to scroll back a little bit so you can actually see the picture. This is a picture that I've had up for a while, so it's not new to you guys if you've been following my stuff for a long time. It's been on the main game page for a while. This is where it's going to show up in the game. Look, Nora looks actually taller here than she should. We can just pretend Nora's on a rock here, and Gelato is standing on the ground, so she's on the rock beside him or something, you know, because she is taller than she should. So we're going to make up an excuse to go to the water hole. We're going to skip through some of this here because we do have a little cutscene happening here. There, so this is a new thing you guys haven't seen before. This is a special picture that will be going in, well, that is in the game now, but we will have it finished in the game at some point. It may not be by the next video, so don't panic if it's not in there for the next video. Just depends on how much time I have for my artwork. I did a lot of artwork during this time that I was thinking I was doing so much work. I'll put on the screen right now. You can see all the cub characters are done. At least one of their portraits is done. They're not fully done, but one of their portraits is done. So we're gonna stay because we want to meet Levar, and we're gonna hit skip. And so here we can see Levar's artwork's done. Now, Levar and Gelato both have whiskers. They will have whiskers in the game. They don't have whiskers in these pictures right now, so sorry about that. We'll question him. We'll say Levar. And of course it stops here. I did mention this in DeviantArt in my journal, that I was having an issue with this because when I would click, so say we weren't skipping. Say we're just clicking along, we're reading it, nice and fine, and then you clicked after here and it would just start skipping, no matter what. The only thing that kind of kept this hidden from me for so long and why I didn't notice it right away is that if you have unseen text taken off, which you should, if you're playing this for real and you want to skip because like you played the game before, make sure that this box is not checked. It shouldn't be when you first get the game, but yeah. You can leave that on if you want, but make sure you have that where it's not. Have it grayed out like that, okay? But yeah, because otherwise it will skip text that you haven't seen. So one time I was playing through this to just do a quick check, and I noticed suddenly it just started skipping through. But because I had not played past this point before, it would always hold on this one, and it wouldn't just start skipping. because it would be seen text. So or not unseen text was next. So anyway, if you understand that my stupid ramblings, then you get it. It doesn't matter. It's fixed now. The only thing is if you are skipping at the end of each chapter thing where it goes into the next thing, you'll have to hit skip again to get it to go. That's it. So I'm just gonna skip through a lot of these. We do have some new a new background picture here for the characters. You might notice if you have really good eyes, or you might have noticed right away if you've seen the original picture, it does look different from the original picture, and that is because the background here at the very background, not the rocks, but the other background, I had a background before. It wasn't like that spectacular or anything, but when I made this picture, the original picture, it's smaller. It was made for the Levar's life background size, which is how originally I was going to be doing Nora's story. But I had to change all that to the bigger version. And I did not save a finished version of this with that. So unfortunately, this is what it looks like. Or like, unfortunately, I couldn't get the background. The background was gone. It's gone. It's the small version. You can go look at it on DeviantArt if you want. So what I did is I took a picture from one of my other pictures that I made before in the past. If you maybe recognize it, kind of is the picture that it is the picture that I made for making like a pixelated version of the Lion King. That's where that comes from. So yeah, I just took that. I made it so you can't see the characters. I blew it up and I blurred it, and hopefully it doesn't look super pixelated, even though that's what it was. And yeah, that's the story behind it. You guys get that for watching this video. You made it this far in this video, you get that stupid little story. Skip. Great though. I'm just gonna pick random things, doesn't matter. Okay. Chapter 2 events. Skip through chapter 3. Chapter 3 has so many choices in it. So I'm going to kind of take a quick peek on it and see if I need to cut things, if I don't need to cut things, and just kind of how I can make it a little bit better. We'll see. Okay. Chapter 4 I cannot show you. I will skip through it. It will be blurry. That's it. You guys, I will not show you this because of how many spoilers there are. And once artwork is done for this chapter, I actually will not be able to show you past this. So we're going to try and not do the artwork for a while for the later chapters until I'm done the whole game, because I would like you to be able to see the whole thing. Okay. There we go. So I cannot show you even this ending here. So there we go. We'll get to the next screen and we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Things that hopefully will be in the next video. It's gonna probably be a lot more of the script stuff showing you that. It might be much shorter because again, I showed you a lot of chapter 1. I showed you a lot of the game stuff. I will mainly probably be showing you the character sheet, things like that, but it's not going to have like the whole playthrough the same. If it does, it'll be sort of like how I showed you now, where it's just quickly goes through, probably blur it up a bunch. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to be working on chapter 5. Probably, like, chapters are going to take a lot longer now because of how much happens in chapter 4 that really kind of starts really breaking apart the script a lot, where if you did certain things in chapter 4, chapter 1 and chapter 4, big time changing of what happens in the future. And so, but literally something happens in chapter 4 that if you do something or don't do something, it completely splits the script. You will go on one path or you go on the other path, and there is no changing on that. So I almost have to write the script several times and then have the breakup parts happen. And so if something happened this way, it will be different in this version versus this version, kind of thing. So chapter 5 will take a lot longer than any of the other chapters, but that also continues on. So chapter 6 will also be that way, where there's already 2 major gaps. Chapter 6 is also where things are going to start to branch off into your 3 different paths. Well, there's 3 different paths, but there's 2 versions of all those different paths. And so you're going to start having a lot more stuff happen where things are crazy. And again, like I said in chapter 1, there is things. But the thing about chapter 1 and the choices that you make there are going to be a little easier because they're almost their own separate scenes. So you just won't get those scenes. But yeah, I'm not going to get into all that. It's just a lot more work for it to happen, but I do plan on getting chapter 5 done before the next video, and hopefully maybe some more of the artwork or at least the character sheet stuff done. But the next video should be much shorter because there won't be a whole lot to show you guys that's actually interesting. And that will be in, I think, June. I am going away in June, so that's actually better if I do a nice short video at the beginning of June, because I'm going away for work in June, and I also have going away in August. So once again, that crazy month is going to be a disaster, or that crazy time in between those two is going to be a lot less stuff happening. That might be a good time to work on artwork as opposed to script. So I'll try to get script done this next one, and artwork done the next one after that. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end this video. It's getting too long. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.